Welcome to this installation video for the Fortress Al13 home railing system with vertical cable panels. In this video, you will learn best practices for level and stair installations, round and flat accent top rail installations, and drink rail installation. First, you will need some tools and safety equipment. We recommend a miter saw with a fine-tooth carbide-tipped blade for a clean cut of the railing panels. Be sure to always check your local building codes before installing Fortress railing. Let's begin by installing the posts. Before installing the first post, ensure that you have proper blocking secured on all four sides underneath each post. Position the edge of the base plate a minimum of 1/2 inch from the inside edge of rim joist. Mark mounting hole locations and pre-drill a 3/8 inch hole. Insert a 3/8 inch by 3.5 inch hex head galvanized bolt through the washer and secure to the post base plate. Confirm the post is level and straight. Al13 Home can be installed with a proud post or over-the-post configuration. For an over-the-post configuration available with 2-inch wide posts, we recommend purchasing posts with pre-attached brackets. For a proud post configuration available with 3-inch wide posts, the location of the brackets is dependent on the panel height and posts you have chosen. Please refer to the installation guide to determine the exact bracket locations for your install. Once you have calculated the proper locations of the brackets, pre-drill the screw holes, then use a T25 driver bit and included 2 screws to secure the bracket to the post. When installing the next post, ensure you don't exceed the maximum post spacing, which is 93 3/4 inches for an 8-foot panel and 69 3/4 inches for a 6-foot panel. Next, you will install the vertical cable panel. Measure the length between the posts from the back of each bracket. Next, find the center of the panel and cut the panel to size by measuring from the center and cutting equal lengths from each end. Use a file to smooth the cut edges and remove any metal shavings with a brush. Next, add 2 coats of Fortress touch-up paint and allow to dry. Place the cut panel between the posts to ensure a proper fit. Next, install the eye support to the underside of the bottom rail using 2 self-drilling screws. Attach the panel to the post at each of the 4 brackets by pre-drilling the hole with a 3/16 inch drill bit and driving 1 screw into the panel with a T25 bit. To finish, fasten the eye support to the deck surface by pre-drilling with a 1/16 inch drill bit and driving the supplied screw through the hole. Repeat this process as you continue installing around the perimeter of the deck. Next, you need to tension the cables. First, attach the cable tension gauge to the cable. Use a 13mm socket wrench to first remove the slack. Next, tension the cables 1 turn at a time in the proper sequence to maintain even tensioning across the panel. Repeat tensioning until cables are fully tensioned and the indicator arrow is between 10 and 14 on the gauge. Next, install the bracket caps by snapping them down over the bracket cups. Use a rubber mallet as needed. Then, install the post base cover at the bottom of the posts. You are now ready to install the accent top rail. Let's begin with the round accent top rail. First, equally space the round accent top rail spacers along the length of the rail, with no more than 14 inches between them. Be sure the end rail spacers are placed as close to the end brackets as possible. Drive 2 self-drilling screws into the spacers using a 5/16 inch nut driver. Next, measure the distance from the inside edge of the 2 posts. Cut the round accent top rail to the measured length. When test fitting the accent top rail, do not press down over the spacers and ensure the top rail is not blocking the inside edge of the post. There should be no gap. For a 2-inch over-the-post corner install, be sure to leave a 5/16 inch gap between the post and the end of the accent top rail. After confirming your fit, Remove the backing of the double-sided tape on the spacers and push down the round accent top rail with equal pressure for a firm fit. For an over-the-post installation, install the round splices on each corner. Line post and in post using a rubber mallet and cloth. Now let's look at installing the flat accent top rail. First, you will install the flat accent top rail spacer, which spans the entire length between the post brackets. Measure the distance between the front edge of the brackets on the posts and cut to length. Attach the flat accent top rail spacer using the provided self-drilling screws with a 5/16" nut driver. Next, you'll measure the distance from the inside edge of the two posts and cut the flat accent top rail. Test fit the accent top rail. Remove the backing of the double-sided tape on the spacer and install the flat accent top rail. For an over-the-post installation, install the flat splices on each corner, line post and in post using a rubber mallet and cloth. Fortress also offers a drink rail option, in which you install a deck board as your top rail. First, install the top rail bracket covers by pushing them into place under the brackets. Place the deck board on top of the vertical cable panel top rail. Next, secure the cap rail clips by drilling 2 screws directly into the deck board. Continue this process along the top of the vertical cable panel, ensuring the cap rail clips are equally spaced. Now, let's take a look at how to install Al13 Home on stairs. Posts for stair configurations are taller than posts for level configurations to ensure maximum slope flexibility. Place a wood 2x4 on the nose of the stair steps next to the posts. The 2x4 must be positioned with the 4-inch side resting on the nose of the stair steps. Position the bottom rail brackets centered flat on the post and wood 2x4. Mark the top edge of the bracket with a pencil. Next, disassemble the brackets by removing the barrel and screw. Place the bracket base on the top edge mark. Center the base on the post and mark the 2 screw hole locations. Pre-drill the bracket holes with a 3/16" drill bit. Use T25 screws to attach the base of the bracket to the post. Begin with the top hole. Reassemble the bracket by inserting and tightening the barrel and screw to the bracket. Repeat these next steps for the bottom post. Next, you'll install the top brackets. Position the wood 2x4 underneath the bottom brackets. Fully rake and place the panel next to posts on top of the wood 2x4. Ensure the panel is straight and the pickets are parallel to the posts. Then clamp the panel to the posts. Install the top brackets, ensuring the inside bottom of the bracket is flush with the bottom of the rail. To measure and cut the vertical cable panel, you'll reposition the panel on top of the wood 2x4. Measure the spacing from the inside edge of the post to the cable. Spacing cannot exceed 4 inches on each end. Ensure the cables of the panel are parallel with the posts, and then clamp the panel to the posts. Use a speed square to mark the back of the bracket opening so you know where to cut the panel. Cut the panel to size, clean, and paint the ends. Confirm panel fit and attach the panel to the brackets by drilling 2 screws into the side of each bracket cup. Next, install the eye support by snapping the rail insert up into the bottom rail. Position the eye support in the middle of the panel. Unscrew the base until it reaches the stair surface. Attach the eye support to the deck surface by pre-drilling with a 1/16" drill bit and driving the supplied screw into the hole. Then install the bracket caps and post base covers. Next, tighten the vertical cables in the proper sequence. When installing the accent top rail, use an angle finder to measure the angle of your cuts. After cutting the angles, the accent top rails can be installed following the same steps as the level accent top rail installation. Complete your installation with Al13 Home post caps or Fortress Accent post caps that will support Fortress Accent's lighting products. Use a rubber mallet as needed. Your Fortress AL13 home railing is now complete.